Sharpening tips for doing a double-edged dagger. Now, this is for fixed angled. I've done freehand before, but a lot of this information will relate to freehand. This is for a specific video coming up, or actually a couple videos. So you will get the full details in that video, but this one is just little tips. Now, one thing is, when you clamp the knife, make sure you trace around the clamps. This is gonna come up here in a second. Take a permanent marker and just trace around them. Next thing is you're gonna have to sharpen at a high edge angle. So when you get your edge angle, just know that it's gonna be a high edge angle. And if you're using certain types of sharpening systems, you might have to go with a really high edge angle. Now with this system, the angle is done by the clamp, not the stone, which does make it easier to hit the edge bevel. But when you're working on one like this, where the angle is done with the stone and not the clamps, and you might have to raise your angle up even higher in order to avoid hitting this stuff. Now, like I said, high edge angle. This one was 25 degrees per side. Now I'm doing 22 degrees per side, but that is going to make it take much longer for me because I want it to be just a little bit sharper. Now, the next thing is when you're sharpening, make sure your stone stops at the tip. The second this side of the stone hits the tip, stop and then come back. If it keeps going, or if you skip off, or if it rolls over, which will most likely happen, it will be a nightmare to get that out. These can be somewhat fragile, especially compared to the stone, and it can easily chip it. Now, the most important thing, when you're sharpening, never work on one side too long. Work on one side for a little bit. It's not like other knives where you finish and then flip. You're gonna constantly be playing a balancing act, trying to kind of do all the edges at the same time. And then, you know, after doing both sides of this side of the knife, you're gonna take it out, flip the knife over, and do the other side and try to match it up. You're constantly playing a balancing act with the tip. There's a line going straight down the tip, so it's very easy to see if it's off. And you're gonna be constantly playing a balancing act like this, where one side you're working on goes like that, then you come back to this side. So never allow one to get too off before you work on the other one. And then in the end, it'll be easy to match it up, and it'll be a lot less effort to make sure they're matched. When you're done, you can look at it and, you know, just make sure that they're as even as you possibly can get it. It can be a little frustrating because the tip is the last part that's gonna get hit most likely. So most likely the entire blade is gonna be sharpened, and just at the tip is gonna be the longest. Now, you know, in most cases, maybe just get it on the second sharpening or maybe the third sharpening. With this one, I need it for testing. So I have to finish all mine in one sitting, which is taking a while. It's been a couple hours already and I'm almost done. But that's some tips to sharpening double-edged daggers. If you follow those tips, you'll be okay.